Hi, welcome to Navigating the Truth. My name is Caroline Bell Tumblety, and this week my guest is Madeline Rudy. Madeline has her own show in KCR, Life in the Hologram, so enjoy the show.
We interrupt to bring you this.
We've hijacked your daily dose of regurgitated news to bring you Navigating the Truth. Brace yourself, listeners, as you're about to enter a world where the narrative is no longer masqueraded as the truth. A world where the conspiracies of yesterday's translate into the truths of today.
Are you listening?
The veils covering the truth are lifting, and understandings once suppressed are finally being revealed. Will you be ready? And now, your host and navigator through these circles of lies, the host of Navigating the Truth, Caroline Bell Tumblety.
Hi, welcome to Navigating the Truth, and we have a scheduled guest today, the wonderful Madeline Rudy, but we're having a little trouble connecting with her. And Madeline is a host on KCR Radio and she is Life in the Hologram with her co-host Merlin the Wizard. And hopefully we will be able to contact her pretty soon. In the meantime, let's just what has been going on in the world. Well, we had the COP27 in Egypt, and I didn't pay too much attention to it, but a couple of things kind of caught my attention. And one of them was, it was a talk. I guess they were all kind of sitting on a stage, and there was different MPs, different representatives for different countries. And it was a gentleman from Indonesia who was speaking, and he was very relaxed, and he was saying, so for the next pandemic, this is what we're going to be doing. And I thought to myself, way to go with the suggestion. And they went on to say how they were putting into place, and in collaboration with the WHO, the World Health Organization. And so what I perceived what he was saying was they were all in agreement, all these different representatives, for a passport, a health passport in the future, so that it would be seamless when the next pandemic occurred, which I thought, these things are well and truly planned, and there is no accidents happening here. They are basically plan A, plan B, plan C, plan D, and it all just kind of is like a domino effect. So even though when we heard about health passports, we mandated, we did what we had to do to stop that in its tracks, but it really didn't, because behind the scenes, what was happening was the World Health Organization was pretty much taking away the rights. So it won't be your government that would be telling you, okay, we're going into lockdown, we're going to need to wear masks. It would actually come directly from the World Health Organization. It would just be something that would go, and that was what they were focusing on, was digital communication. So they were putting into place how it would all be seamless, connected to your mobile or your cell phone, your internet, emails. So this past, what would we say, 2.5 years, 3 years, is pretty much them getting their act together so that this could all become a seamless thing. Now, I don't anticipate it happening in the next year or two. I would probably put it at maybe 2.5, 3 years. We will have another round, but it won't be like 2020. It will be entirely different, where it will all happen simultaneously all around the world. So this whole idea, sitting and waiting and seeing what's going to happen, it's time to stand up, or it's time to get up. And I'm not saying like no is a complete sentence. Like it is a complete sentence. The word no. That I never really liked government being in about my life. Like there were certain things that I had to comply with. Taxis, driving license, like different things that just we all have to comply with. But pretty much, I pretty much got on with my life. Like I wasn't feeling like that they had a great influence in my life. They were basically voted in to ensure that the economy, legislation, trade deals, like pretty much they were to take care of that kind of stuff. And it's pretty obvious that's not happened. And unfortunately, what happens with most people is we don't really pay attention to these things until they actually affect our lives. And I think it's unanimous in that it is affecting your life, everybody's life. Like I'm watching small businesses go out of business regularly, one after the other. If it wasn't enough that they lost so much during the lockdowns, that when we opened up again, what happened was energy costs went up, food costs went up, operating costs went up, everything went up. But they had a deficit due to the fact that they weren't able to operate. And what also happened was with some of the small businesses who did not want to comply, they were pretty much put out of business. They were boarded up, like you saw, that they're no longer there. And I can literally walk through the town here, and there is so many empty spaces that used to be little businesses, mom and pop, just regular little businesses. And they're gone. And they're not really being replaced. Now, the thing about the UK is we do produce a lot of food here. We do have, I think the last time I checked, we were pretty much like 75% self-sufficient with our food supply. However, they would lead you to believe that that's not really true. It's the same with the energy. Like, I mean, the civilizations that have been here for thousands and thousands of years, the amount of methane gas that is in the soil, like it's actually a good thing that it rains a lot here, because I think that certain parts can be kind of flammable in a sense. And also, like Ireland, like did a really good job actually using like the peat as a source of fuel, and we also have that ability here. But what has happened is the people who did these trades have kind of died out, and there hasn't been anybody else to be trained in order to pick these up. It's the same way like ironsmithing. Like there's very, very few smithers now. Like same with the foundries that we had here. We had a lot of like steel works, a lot of iron works, and I mean, because they were really responsible for the girders that would be involved in the construction, like bridges, buildings, all the structure. And these trades have pretty much all but disappeared. And because what had been pushed was education, degree. That was your way to financial freedom. That was your way to further yourself in the world. Because basically we live in a world where there is constantly a carrot being dangled right in front of us. And so I guess the older generations were able to see the writing on the wall. The younger generations, because they seek their own voice, and they separate themselves and their ideas. Because I was a young person at one point myself. I remember doing this. I remember arguing with my dad. You don't know. Like, same with music. I used to go on about music. I think we have Madeline.
I'm here. I'm so
Hello.
apologize.
Welcome, Madeline. I'm so glad to hear your voice.
I guess I went into an alternate reality or a different dimension.
Well, I'm glad you decided to join us. How are you? How are you, Madeline?
Oh, I'm just perfect. How about you?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Like I was getting all set there for another 2 hour ramble.
No. I was, I guess I went, like I said, somewhere
Alternate universe.
in a
I hope it
strange place.
Was it nice? How was the weather?
How's the weather? I'll tell you what, the weather here is like it's a hurricane.
Really?
Yeah, it's so windy. It's amazing.
Wow. Is that normal?
No.
Yeah. We had last week it started to get balmy here. Like it was getting warmer during the night. It was warm during the night, cold first thing in the morning. And then it was really bizarre. I mean, I was opening my window in the middle of the night because the temperature was going up outside.
Yeah, that happened here too, a couple of days.
So
and
what
then
do you
it
think,
rained, and
who
knows?
Yep, rain.
Who knows?
Well,
I think it's a little weather orchestration, but other people wouldn't think that, but.
No,
who knows?
Because the narrative that they push is we have done so much damage to our ecosystem that we basically are responsible for these crazy weather patterns. No, I don't believe that. I just don't believe that.
And didn't they put a rocket up this week?
Oh yeah.
And I think that disrupts everything when that goes through all these different layers of the atmosphere. I think it ripples things around, but that's only my thought.
No, I think you're right. Like they have to blow a hole, right, in the Van Allen belt, even just to get out. So yeah, I mean, I don't think anything is isolated. I think it's like a ripple.
Yeah, I do too.
Just like. Yeah, it's like a ripple. Like it reminds me. I used to work in a hotel upstate New York, and I had these characters that would come in. They would meet. They were old like school friends who would meet once a week, and they would talk about the life, current affairs. And I'll never forget a conversation that I overheard them speaking, and basically what they were saying was all the problems that we had on Earth was due to the fact that they brought moon rocks back for the moon. And I remember, like, at first I was kind of chuckling. I was laughing to myself. And then I was saying to them, what do you mean by that? And he's like, moon rocks don't belong here. They belong on the moon. And so they were blaming.
But were they really on the moon is the question.
There you go, right? Yeah, that might have been a better question. I don't know.
The question.
Do you think they were?
Who knows? Who knows? You know what I mean? Who knows?
Who knows?
They can do so much with theatrical things today.
Exactly.
And create different areas and for different movies and such, and you think they're someplace different, and they're
actually just in
Australia or
yeah. I remember when Google Maps first came on the scene, I used to like go in, like type in places and kind of zoom in, like how you could with the Google Earth. It was Google Earth, and I'll never forget that I zoomed in on a picture in Arizona, right on the top of a mountain range, and it was like a moon buggy right on the top of it. I was actually able to zoom in on the picture, and I remember putting one of those pins that you can pin to the image, and it was just like, what the heck? What's the moon rover doing up here?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, it's a strange world we live in. And who knows, how many rockets are really going up in a week? They don't tell us in all the different countries of the world.
No.
We're not privy to some of that information.
Also, have you seen some of those rockets? I wouldn't get in one of them. The little tin can, with aluminium foil. I don't think I'm getting in there, Yeah, bizarre. Very bizarre.
It really is. We're living in a strange world today.
I never seen it coming. I never seen it coming.
I don't think any. I think a few did, but yeah.
Well, yeah, there was talk. Like there was always talk. I think that a 2030 agenda had been circulating for a while. Like there was different things that were kind of being suggested. I even remember there was a whole thing that talked about how immigration would start to happen around the world, and that's all coming true. We're scheduled for, I think it's 20,000 immigrants a year. That's
20,000. We have 4 million crossed our border. Yeah. What are you talking about?
This is a tiny country. We're a tiny island. We can't support the ones that we have.
Well, we're not doing such a good job over here either.
Oh my goodness!
It's an invasion in all places, isn't it?
It is, but I don't think it's that unusual. I think it has happened. I think this has happened many, many times before. If you go back, like I used to have these arguments with teachers especially, and it was about like how where we were born, like my skin was the color that it was because of the sun, and like all these different things in my eyes was the color that they were because of the sun. And I remember thinking to myself, that just doesn't make any sense. Like it didn't make any sense to me. I would have done much better in a warmer climate than in a miserable, rainy one. Like I do like the rain, don't get me wrong, but it rains a lot here. You don't see the sun very often. And my mom has olive skin, so she tans really well, really quickly. And I can take my time and I can tan as well. I don't like when sometimes if I go out and in too long, I'll go like a lobster because I'm so fair. But if I gradually do it, I tan and I don't burn. And I seem to be able to take in the sun a lot better, like before I have to wear sunglasses. I don't know. To me, it seems like this migration of people on the planet isn't happening for the first time. I feel it's happened many times.
I would say so too, because at one point, all of these places were connected, so they could pretty much walk. Because of course, they didn't have. Well, I don't know. Maybe they did have cars and things that could move people.
Right. Well, they say that
people were coming from all different parts of the world and ending up in like here in the United States.
Yeah,
and
it's
way back before even the Native Americans, and then maybe some of them turned up to be Native Americans. Because you're saying your mom has olive skin, now that would suggest to me that maybe Greek or Italian.
Yeah.
Somewhere along the line.
Oh yeah, black hair. Like she had, like her grandfather,
or Spanish.
Like my grandfather. Yeah. There's also like history here where there were Native Americans brought here, like in the mid 1800s. Like there was quite a few of them that would come with. Was it Wild Bill Hiccup used to bring? Used to bring hundreds of them. Yeah, it was a whole show that he had, and a lot of them stayed. A lot of them but they also kidnapped, like back in the maybe 1700s, maybe even as back as long ago as 1500s. They kidnapped whole tribes.
Wow, yeah.
Like, and brought them. They brought them here. They were always moving people around. But it's interesting.
Yeah, it is. I was trying to do my genealogy, and I went back to like the 1500s, and there was people from the Netherlands and France. And I only thought that, and the UK, and what I thought, it was like, oh, we were just people from Germany or Italy, because I saw my grandmother on my mom's side, who was an Italian, and she was born in Rome, and her husband was born in Naples.
Wow.
But then, the thing is, I think when a lot of people were in Italy, there was a lot of Jewish people that were in Italy too, way back when.
Yeah.
So I think some of the Italian people are mixed with the Jewish people.
Yep. Makes sense.
Yeah, and a lot of times people would think my mother was Jewish.
Which would tell you that they were recognizing something in the genes, right?
Or in her, her facial features and things like that. Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. Unless I guess you do one of those DNA tests with Ancestry, then, that's the way you can find out.
Well, they need enough like samples for to even do it accurately. I don't even think like a lot of it right now it wouldn't really be spot on, because they would need really literally like maybe about 3 billion samples to be able to do it right. That's how I see it. They would need like quite a big spectrum.
I like the thing where they do this DNA testing and they can find like a criminal. They don't have any clues except maybe a hair fiber or something. And they take this hair fiber and they do the DNA, and then they trace the lineage.
Yeah, that stuff's really cool. That stuff is really cool. Yeah, CSI, forensic scientists. Our technology is way beyond what we're led to believe it is. I don't even think a serial killer. Oh, we're coming up on a break here. We will be right back. Stay tuned.
You're listening to Navigating the Truth with Caroline Bell Tumblety, where the truth survives and the lies are exposed.
I just want to assure you that everything is under control. There's been no damage except for some temporary malfunction of the radio.
Come be a part of this awakening by joining us in chat or by calling our hotline at 702-425-9230. That's 702-425-9230. Worldwide callers, find us on Skype at KCOR Radio.
We're pushing the ultimate frontier here. Control must be maintained.
More disinformation exposed and the truth discovered after a word from our sponsors.
1 million miles till midnight. A story of timelines, artificial worlds, simulated races, and the galactic imprint, and the destiny of a blue world called Earth. 1 million miles till midnight, written by Solaris Blue Raven, is a journey through the mind's eye which allows the reader to surf a wave of technological and multidimensional intellect, revealing a bridge between conscious design and the truth. A multidimensional bleed-through awakens the world of artificial intelligence to set sail into the frontiers of a vast multiverse. morphing planets and terraforming ascended worlds beyond the linear programs of a fated race. 1 million miles till midnight will awaken, inspire, prepare, and enlighten one to the many multidimensional states of consciousness and worlds we reside in. With every cell and atom, we are this truth and multiverse. 1 million miles till midnight. Written by Solaris Blue Raven. Available now at Amazon.com. Don't wait. Get your copy today.
1, 2, 3, 4!
To the KCOR Digital Radio Network.
I love the way it sounds.
Love the music. I listen all day.
The future of radio is here and now.
Alien Deceptions, a suspenseful sci-fi romance thriller by Tina Marie, featuring the tantalizing Erica Jones and the mysterious Russell Hamilton. An out-of-this-world book of fiction based on years of document facts and files the government does not want you to know about, at least not yet. Alien Deceptions by Tina Marie. Available now at Amazon.com or get a signed copy at TinaMarieEntertainment.com. Get your copy now.
Change your frequency, change your life with the Lemurian plug. The Lemurian plug is easy to control, it's simple to set up, and wireless. It helps to neutralize toxins and has restorative frequencies for healing. It also helps to protect you and your family from EMFs. The Lemurian plug is energy efficient and designed using ancient technology for a superior design. One unit can cover up to 1,000 square feet. This life-changing product is reasonably priced. And isn't you and your family's health worth a small investment? For more information on the miraculous effects of this plug or to purchase the Lemurian plug, visit thelumerianplug.com. That's thelumerianplug.com. The Lemurian plug is like nothing you've ever experienced. Order yours today.
Vegas, baby!
Vegas is #1 source for talk and new music.
How cool is that?
Going live in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to Navigating the Truth, the one show that peels back the masks of the elite and exposes the truth we're not being told.
Here to warn you. You must not abuse the power you've been given. Eventually, you will lose control of that power and the whole world will suffer.
Come partake in the awakening by calling the show at 702-425-9230. That's 702-425-9230.
Give us a call now.
Those around the world, connect with us on Skype at KCOR Radio. Follow us on Twitter at KCOR Radio or use hashtag KCOR. Come engage in the discussion live in our chat room at www.kcorradio.com.
Our survival depends upon it.
Now, back to examining the narratives and uncovering the truth with your host of Navigating the Truth, Caroline Bell Tumblety. Caroline Bell Tumblety.
And welcome back to Navigating the Truth. And I am joined today with the wonderful Madeline Rudy. Hello, Madeline.
Hello.
And we were talking up a storm there right before the break. And you have a storm going on where you are.
Well, we have a lot of wind, that's for sure. And I thought, well, you have fall over there, don't you? But here, it seemed that there wasn't much of the leaves didn't turn, or they turned and they were, boom,
gone.
Fell off the trees. Yeah. It's like, where was fall?
Wow. What I noticed here is spring comes in February. It doesn't come in March. And sometimes it'll even come as early as January. People can have roses in their garden right through. We don't get like a bitter cold. It's rare. But we have a winter and I'm on the coast, so seldom do we get any kind of snow. But we will get some ice every once in a while. But I don't know, maybe we have hardy roses.
You're in Scotland?
Yeah, I'm in Scotland.
Well, isn't most of that, it's circled with water, isn't it? Or
yes.
No?
Yes, it's an island, yeah. Well, we're part of the United Kingdom, and we're surrounded by water. And there's a lot of water around Scotland. A lot of lakes, a lot of rivers, a lot of brooks, bogs. We have a lot. The ground is always saturated. It's always, and I think that's why it's so green. It's kind of like Ireland that way. We have a lot of green, and it stays that way. It stays that way. Like if we get 3 or 4 days in a row of sunshine, the grass will scorch.
Wow.
Yeah. It's just not used to it.
What was I going to say? The thought left my head.
It'll come back. That happens to me all the time. I walk into a room and don't remember why I walked in there.
Yeah, that happens a lot, doesn't it? And things disappear.
Oh, yeah.
My granddaughter, I was making a cake the other day, and I looked for icing at my granddaughter's house, which she said she had. I said, she doesn't have any icing. So I had to get the little guy ready and run down to the dollar store. Fortunately, it's close. And got the icing, came back home. She says, the icing's sitting in there on the right side. I said, I tore that whole cabinet apart. And I didn't find vanilla buttercream icing.
Oh, yeah. I don't like that when that happens, you know.
I really did.
Oh no, I believe you. That stuff happens to me all the time.
Yeah, isn't it crazy? Like you look for something and it's not there, and then you go back a day or two and there it is.
Yeah, and it's like no, like I would have seen it like that. Yeah. It's such a strange world we live in.
That's for sure. Now, do you have like a lot of ley lines and such over there in Scotland?
We do. And the way that you, like in the past anyway, the way that you would identify where a ley line was all you had to do was look for where a castle had been or was still, because they built them on them. Like they were, or even old churches, like they were always built on the ley line, so it was easy like to recognize where they were. But I would say I would actually say for maybe about 2018 I started to notice that they were shifting, like energetically. I was noticing that they had started to shift, and they have shifted. They're not in the places that they were. They're more difficult to locate, and some of them I can still, but they're weaker. They're much weaker than what they used to be. I don't really know what that's about. You could even see where the railway lines would be placed. They would be cutting through some of the ley lines, and energetically I could see like where the energy would be separated, and it would actually like rather. It would. That's the best word I can use for it. Yeah, like what a snake does. It would writher. No, the ley lines are thinner and they're weaker. That's the only way I can describe it.
Now, do you have like these underground caves and tunnels and roads like they have over here?
Oh yeah. We have a lot of them. We're still discovering like there's a lot of buildings, especially if like the closest city to where I am is Glasgow. You can walk through that city and literally you would be at the street level, and there are mud. It's mid 1800s. They started digging them out. So there's also a lot of people believe that the railway lines were already here. In a lot of places, they just had to dig them out. They had to just dig. So it's really, really interesting. These what they call they're like petrified forts. That's the best description. Where the heat has been so extreme, they turn to glass.